learners! Welcome to another episode of Sci-Connect. I am Teacher CJ, your science teacher for today. Are you now ready to learn? Let us start! In this grade 8 science video lesson, we're going to talk about comets, meteors, and asteroids. The learning competency is compare and contrast comets, meteors, and asteroids. Try this. Before we start, answer this 5-item quiz. Choose the letter of the best answer and write your answers on your notebook. Let us start. 1. What is the primary chemical constituent of comets? A. Water, B. Nitrogen, C. Methane, D. Carbon dioxide. 2. Most of the asteroids orbit the Sun in a belt between the orbits of blank. A. Mars and Earth, B. Venus and Mars, C. Mars and Jupiter, D. Jupiter and Saturn. 3. What are asteroids? A. Miniature planets, B. Satellites of planets, C. Pockets of gas in the solar system, D. Planets orbiting the stars other than the Sun. 4. Most meteoroids are formed when blank. A. Comets melted, B. Volcanoes erupted, C. Satellites exploded or collided, D. Asteroids exploded or collided. 5. What are meteors? A. Falling stars, B. Signals from the other worlds, C. Solar wind particles captured by the Earth's magnetic field, D. Luminous trails left by small extraterrestrial particles rapidly passing. Do this first activity. Recall who I am. Directions. From your elementary science, describe the following members of the solar system in your own words. Write your answers on your activity notebook. 1. Comets, 2. Meteors, 3. Asteroids. Explore. Draw me. Directions. Describe and draw the object. Copy and answer the activity on your activity notebook. Please pause the video if you need more time in answering. Keep this in mind. Comets are cosmic snowballs of frozen gases, rock and dust that orbit the Sun. When frozen, they are the size of a small town. When a comet's orbit brings it close to the Sun, it heats up and spews dust and gases into a giant glowing head larger than most planets. The dust and gases form a tail that stretches away from the Sun for millions of miles. They are likely billions of comets orbiting our Sun in the Kuiper Belt and ever more distant Oort cloud. A meteor is a space rock or meteoroid that enters Earth's atmosphere. As the space rock falls toward Earth, the resistance or drag of the air on the rock makes it extremely hot. What we see is a shooting star. That bright streak is not actually the rock, but rather the glowing hot air as the hot rock zips through the atmosphere. When Earth encounters many meteoroids at once, we call it a meteor shower. Here are some interesting meteor facts. There are millions of meteors in the Earth's atmosphere every day. Meteors can become visible as high as 120 kilometers above Earth. Meteors can give off various colors when they burn, which is associated with their composition. Meteors that burn brighter than usual are called fireballs. Most fireballs go unseen because they occur over the ocean or during daylight hours. Meteors usually burn up in the Earth's atmosphere. If a meteor produces a sound called a sonic boom, it is typically heard seconds after the meteor becomes visible. Usually, meteors are the size of pebbles and no larger than a baseball. Asteroids. An asteroid is a small rocky body that orbits the Sun. They are smaller than a planet, but larger than the pebble-sized objects we call meteoroids. Most asteroids in our solar system are found in the main asteroid belt, a region between Mars and Jupiter, but they can also hang out in other locations around the solar system. For example, some asteroids orbit the Sun in a path that takes them near the Earth. Reflect. Reflect on what you have learned in this video lesson by completing the following sentence prompts. I have learned that. I wish to ask my teacher about. Reinforcement. To reinforce your learning, do this next activity. Are differences and similarities. Direction. Complete the Venn diagram by supplying the similarities and differences of comets, meteors, and asteroids. Write your answer on your activity notebook. Be guided by this illustration. Pause the video if you need more time in answering. Word bank. Here are some of the words that are used in this video lesson. Comet. Cosmic snowballs of frozen gases, rock, and dust that orbit the Sun. Meteor. A space rock or meteoroid that enters Earth's atmosphere. Asteroid. A small rocky body that orbits the Sun, which are smaller than a planet. To assess what you have learned, answer this 5-item quiz. Choose the letter of the best answer and write your answers on your notebook. You can pause the video if you need more time in answering. Let us start. 1. What are asteroids? 2. What are meteors? 3. Most of the asteroids orbit the Sun in a belt between the orbits of blank. 4. Most meteoroids are formed when blank. 5. What is the primary chemical constituent of comets? Here are the references used in this video lesson.
Congratulations learners for finishing the video lesson! I hope you enjoyed learning with me today. Remember, learning is fun with Sci-Connect.